Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Okay, thank you so much, Titus, and greetings to the revolutionary cadres. I salute you so much, and I thank you for giving hope again to Zimbabweans because I feel that there was a gap now which was there that needed to be filled, and I think you came on a timely position for all Zimbabweans. What I wanted to pose, especially to Advocate Tendai Biti, but others might take it, is that I'm sure that what you are contesting is what is emanating from resolution number one, which was adopted from 2024, and then also which was confirmed again in the ZANU PF conference this year. But then I just wanted to speed up to resolution number two, which shows that ZANU PF wants to have a situation whereby the political party is supreme to the government, and I feel that I think it is you who said, or it is Honorable Job Scala who said, we're sleeping on the issue of the attempt to shred the constitution when the running mate clause was removed. Uh, don't you think that we might also be sleeping on the issue of ZANU-PF's move to a one-party state, whereby political parties can be banned, whereby they move to the 2030 agenda, ban elections, and then perhaps also implement the one-party state system? What do you think of resolution number two in relation to the resolution number one, and what can be done actually to stop ZANU-PF implementing the one-party system in Zimbabwe? Thank you so much.
Right. Thanks, Advocate Herbert, for that. I'm sure Honorable BT has taken note of that. Can I go to Owen Chari?
Thank you, Moftatus. I want to salute all the panelists. All of them have been tried and tested. I know them personally, most of them. I know Senators Timber, Jameson Timber. I know Honorable Scala. I know Honorable Tendai Biti. I've been with them in the trenches personally. I know them. And I have faith with them. I know Honorable Prince Tumeko Sibanda. So, since I'm one of the Zimbabweans who have my trust on them, I have certain questions that I need them to address.
Can you try
Number
and package
one,
it into...
I'm going there. I'm off status. I mean, I'm
No,
preparing
I mean, if
myself.
we can try and make it one question.
Yeah, it is. It is one question. As Zimbabweans, we've been disempowered. ZANU-PF has disempowered us, and they're trying to make a coup on us. So, what is their position that us as citizens can disempower the parliamentarians that we send to parliament, and later they were stolen from us? Because maybe ZANU-PF is going to use those MPs who, if they do that, will not be saving us. What can citizens do to stop them from becoming a tool against us? That's number one. What can citizens do to stop Mnangagwa from becoming a kingdom? Because he's preparing to come up with a kingdom. We heard of rumors of Monomtapa, whatever. What can we do as citizens? What is the way forward that we can do? Lawyers and legal expertise are going to do their part. But this fight, you cannot do it alone. You need us as citizens. Give us a position as citizens because we want to be part of you guys to fight this. If you are going to lose your life, we want to lose our lives together with you, not only Honorable Job Scala, Honorable Tendai Biti, Senator Jameson Timber. No, we want to be part of that. So you have to come up with a vehicle that encompasses us so that when people start losing lives, we will lose lives together, not individuals. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nkoma Owenchari, for that question. Can I go to Mafia 99, please? Darlington.
I'm sure Murgundinzwa.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I just have a, a question to these guys. But before I ask them, first and foremost, I would like to applaud them. I would like to thank them for showing the guts, for being men among men. Thank you very much, guys. Uh, as things were back then, things were no longer okay in the opposition camp. Mnangagwa made sure that the opposition uh, will be dead and buried. But I just want to applaud these guys for what they did yesterday. Thank you very much. My question uh, is about what's next? What's next from here? What's next? What's next? What's next? We must go to the citizens and teach them. But what is the roadmap? What is the plan? Thank you very much, Uncle Jets. Hopefully, Mandin's.
All right. No, you were
Right.
loud and clear.
Yeah, Mofu, before, they come in, on the question of the way forward, Honorable Tendai Biti was clear to say that there is someone was coming through to respond to that. I understand it's Myeraz Gwisai who will be coming through to respond, to that. So, folks, with that question, can I suggest that, you don't pause the question anymore because we are going to have a panelist who's coming through to address specifically on the way forward. So Mafia 99 again and again. Thank you very much, for that. But your question will not be responded to at this juncture.
All
All right,
right.
thank you, guys. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, no problem. So
Or
I
you can
think
leave
if
them, to respond, to the other question. Yeah.
yeah, so I think the first one was to you, Honorable Tendai Biti, on the resolution number 2 from Advocate.
Well, thank you very much. Well, look, ZANU PF has always regarded democracy as an inconvenience. They've always regarded democracy as an alien process. They operate on the basis that we are the liberation movement. We liberated you. So we own you because we died for you. We sacrificed by going to Mozambique, to Tanzania, and to Zambia. So throughout the 45, 46 years of their existence, it has always been about them and about the liberation movement and not necessarily government. Government is, and every other state institution has totally been emasculated over the years. They will deal with you physically through violence. They'll bribe you. They will, coerce you. So it's coercion. It's corruption, is capture. And so if you look throughout, it has always been about power. Gukura Hundi was about the decimation of Joshua Ngomo and Zapu. The struggles we went through with Morgan Tsangirai in the MDC, being arrested, people being killed. You remember what happened in 2008. and now the creation of fandoms like Chabangu to continue destroying the opposition. So resolution number 2 is probably the most insidious of their resolutions in Mutari, because it basically says what the party says goes, but that can't possibly be, because the constitution that we are seeking to protect says in section 2, and it is the supreme law of the country. It is the supreme law of the country, and anything that is inconsistent with the same, any law, conduct, practice, or custom that is inconsistent with the same is invalid. So a universitas, an ordinary body like ZANU-PF can't purport to override a constitution that creates a government, an executive that is accountable to parliament and the people of Zimbabwe. So that resolution reconfirms what is in their mindset, and it's consistent with the what they've written in the BBI document: suspend elections until 2035. And one of the most dangerous things that people are not seeing is that 2030 is just a ruse. Because if they can get away with 2030, if by some reason they can legally and extra legally push Emerson Mnangagwa's rule to 2030, on what other principle can stop them from pushing Mnangagwa's term to 2040 to 2060? So this is why I say this is the biggest existential threat we face as a nation state. This is about our own dignity, about our own independence, about our own sovereignty as a people. It's a total reversal of the liberation struggle, because the liberation struggle was fought on the basis of democracy. It was fought on the basis of one man, one vote. So ZANU-PF is saying one man, one vote, one woman, one vote doesn't matter. What matters is what happens in the Politburo Bureau of the Sheikh building, which is why all hands must be on deck, and we must resist this heinous sobriquet called the Constitutional 2030 Agenda.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Honorable Tendai Biti. Then I think the next question was from Owen. I don't know if anyone wants to take it. Owen touched on the how you can include my citizens as well. And now Owen name. So anyone on the panelists wants to take Owen's?
No, thank you, Titus. I can come to that one. The problem we have had with our constitution in terms of section 129K is that it empowered and to have the power of recall. Citizens have been thrown on the periphery where they will not have much say whether that member of parliament who is going to be recalled, they still like him or not, or whether they still like their member of parliament or not. So the whole matrix of where do we locate the citizens of our country in terms of the deployment of those people whom they want to be their representatives in the legislature is peripheral. Political parties are the ones that have been empowered by our constitution to say today we are going to recall Tendai Biti. Today we are going to call Munyaradzi Bisai. Today we are going to recall Senator Jameson Timber. Jameson Timber was not recalled by the people who have voted him to be the senator in Harare. He was voted by a masquerade who came and hijacked and purported himself to be the representative of an institution called the political party called CCCC. So it's a question that we need to deal with it. And people, some old legal gurus like Nkoma Tendai Biti will tell you that the recall section was inserted in our constitution in the 1987 constitutional amendment on the old Lancaster House constitution. It was when ZANU-PF wanted to empower itself to recall Edgar Tekere after his vociferous exposure of corruption in parliament. and being an outspoken critic of the Willowgate scandal, that they later had to insert a section in the Constitution authorizing political institutions to recall the people who have been elected into office. And their argument is that those in parliament are deployees of a political party. They are not there through their own personal merit. So the political party that has sponsored them to be in parliament is the only one that has the right of recall. So citizens are at the periphery in as far as our constitution, section 129, subsection K is concerned. So that's where we have the lacuna in our own law, which should allow and empower citizens for them to make determination whether they still want their member of parliament to continue representing them or not. Just for example, there was a huge debate today on the social media, especially on the X. We have seen people like Lynn Linstancia who are listening here, saying that members of parliament have been opposition members of parliament have been singing that 2013 and would you really think that those people who have elected those opposition members of parliament to be in parliament would be in agreement with them to sing that song in parliament? So that's where we have got the lacuna in terms of our constitution and in terms of our laws on where we should locate the power of the citizens. So citizens, as it stands now, do not have any power in as far as the provision of the constitution is concerned. I thank you. That is others. I leave it to my other colleagues.
Right. Thank you very much for that. Uh, Honorable Prince, do you have anything here to say?
Is there anything, Uncle Jet, that my colleagues have left out? Maybe that someone might want me to deal with.
No,
But I
I
think
mean,
the
it's
context
up to
here.
you really. But what Honorable BG has said, I thought that was comprehensive, and the additive from Honorable Sikala, done justice to some of those questions. So I was just wondering if
Yeah,
you've got
I'm
anything
quite
as well.
sure. I'm quite sure the major question has been about way forward. That's a big
Yes,
question
yeah.
that you are.
Yes, that one
And,
we are going to be dealing with it, very soon. So, if I can have, I'm still trying to locate Honorable Munyaraz Gwisai. If I can, because I want to bring him, up. Our time is now 1911, and I'm cognizant of the fact that we have to end this at the top of the hour. So, what I want to do, right now is I want to bring in if the next set of questions, but I want us to have the last 30 minutes being set aside for that conversation. The conversation on the way forward. So I'm looking forward to hearing from Senator Jason Timber as well. I want him to add, his voice. But in the meantime, we just get, a few more questions. But if you can help me, Honorable Scala, with Munyara's Gwisai's handle, or if you can inbox me, or if you can follow me, inbox me, so that I can, because I'm not sure, Hendo Yawo kuti and then I'll take it, from there. So in the meantime, I'll add, 3 people that I want to be contributors of the next set of questions, and then I'll move on. But in the meantime, in the background, I want to work on bringing in Nyara Zubisai onto the platform, and hopefully, Senator Jameson Timber, I've sent you a message, TM. If we can't get you to speak, I'm wondering if I can get you on on WhatsApp so that we can have you to say something. It will be very much important, and that we get um since you are here. It will be very much important that we get. But if we can't, then we'll leave it for another day. But anyway, the next set on Gab. Dr. Moses, and Fungai. Can we go with that order, please? Your question, one question, each, and then I'll get the panelist to respond to the questions. Thank you very much, guys, and over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening to everyone around listening. I have a question for Honorable Tendai Biti, and I see that he has dropped, but I'll just ask it anyway. So I've been thinking about this 2030 agenda, and yes, from a constitutional and political perspective, it's something that we really need to fight. But for us to be able to mobilize people to understand, because there are some other people who just say, it's just 2 years. And that's why it doesn't make sense. Why would Mnangagwa want 2 years? And which is why I'm trying to get Honorable Biti's perspective from somebody who was in the Ministry of Finance. How governments are financed by people from outside the government and how they can capture the executive and have sway. Is there any chance, or is it any necessary for us to investigate if there are any loans or contracts or debts that are meant to be paid by 2030, such that whoever has the executive in their pocket are insisting on them staying in power? Because honestly speaking, if Mnangagwa really wanted to be in power, he should be fighting for a life presidency. You're better off trying to fight that and banning the constitution so that you can get that, so that nobody removes you. But these 2 years, there is something that we are probably not paying attention to. And I just wanted to find out from the minister if there is anything, probably, because we have seen the people that are around him, but they are all about the money. We have heard about the corruption, people stealing billions and billions. Is there something that probably the Reserve Bank owes, or some bonds that are meant to have been paid, to be paid by a certain time, that they are pushing for those 2 years specifically so that they can achieve and get whatever they want to get? And also, in the projects that we have seen that have been said to be financed by people with a certain interest rate, are there any projects that are starting anew? Because I don't see anything that has started anyway. So it's like as if they just want to get as much as they can get, and somehow this 2030 might make sense. I'm just trying to think like a corrupt politician. I've never been one, but honestly, looking at 2030, just asking to ban a constitution for 2 years, it doesn't make sense. Is there something? Am I onto something, or I'm just crazy? It would be easy to dismiss. I hope I'm not out of order.
Right. I hope that craziness, that possessed you will not follow you into the future. But anyway, no problem. Tezara. Tonight
The potential is there. The potential is there.
Honorable Tonight, is
Audio Jungle.